So welcome to this week's episode of Leadership Soundbites with Michelle and Tanzi and our very special guest, Anita. So let me say, and I've written it down, so welcome. It's Anita Akyianu, and I asked her how to pronounce it because it doesn't look like it sounds, so she very kindly told me that. She's an Administrative Nursing Supervisor, and super excited to have you. Our topic for this week is the power of daring to dream. And in all honesty, Anita's story and the story that Tanzi shared with me because they used to work together and I mean, just gave me chills. I was so excited and proud. And this topic just fits what that is to a T, the power of daring to dream. So I'm going to kick us off with a quote and then share a couple thoughts. We aligned on this first one. It's dare to dream big dreams. For those are the dreams that have the power to push your whole world forward. And when I think about that, I'm going to let you share your story, but I have to think about for me and dreams. And I think that's where everything starts, right? I'm in a role right now that I never really thought I would be in this role. But if I think back to, being in front of people, doing leadership development, doing executive coaching, all the stuff that I do, it started as a dream. And while it wasn't this, I'm very explicit on what it was. For me, it was a dream of curiosity. Or something like, that'd be kind of cool. I'd kind of like to do that, but it wasn't anything that real effort put in initially. But I think that's the stuff, is it starts with planting that seed. And that seed is that dream that starts moving us forward to whatever it is. So anyway, I love this topic and I appreciate you spending time with us, Anita. So what's on your mind about the power of daring to dream?
Yes, Michelle. So as you said, curiosity is part of my journey. So when I came to America, I was a case manager. I worked with women escaping from violent environment. That's my background. So when I came to America, my first job that I got was with women, it was a non-governmental organization based here in Sacramento. And I worked at their safe house. Initially, they offered me a position called the Sexual Assault Response Team, where you respond to sexual assault victims. You go to you take them when they are, the law enforcement is taking them to the hospital. You go with them, you be a support system for them there. So that's how come I got exposed to nursing. So I go there with patients. I'm able to be there with them and then, just be their support system while they do their examination. And me sitting there at the same time being a support system to these people, I was also, noticing the work of these nurses and doctors, the way they were trying to, make sure that this person that was brought there is, being very comfortable in what they're doing. So my curiosity started as, oh my God, this is a good field. I'm just looking at these nurses, and I was just out of curiosity, I asked one of them, so what is it? What does it take to become, a nurse and stuff like that? So then they told me the process and all that. So every day at the back of my mind, I have this this yearning of, I really want to, go deeper into this. So I got the opportunity. The opportunity came when I had this option of either going to do my master's or going to do a second degree in nursing. So that's how I chose to do my second degree in nursing, because I wanted to, experience this this caring that I saw these people offering to the patients that they attend to. Wow. So that was my journey into nursing.
I love it. Tanzi, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the power to dream. Wow. That's big stuff. I remember when I first met Anita, she was actually interviewing for a staff position at this hospital that we both worked at. And I noticed something in her right away. She had a little fire, and you don't often see fire in interviews, right? And so anytime you see that, major opportunity, right? And so I'm like taking notes, and I'm like, I think we need to meet this person. And I didn't have a different position in mind or anything like that. I just knew I had to meet her because I knew that I needed her on my team. And so, and I had no idea where at the time where I could, slot her in, or assign her to whatever role. I don't know. I just thought she was awesome. So I guess there was a little bit of dreaming on my part as well. Dreaming to have this person on my team because I just thought she was absolutely amazing.
Oh, Tanzi, that's awesome. I have to, and I was on the outside, I think, because through your whole journey, through all that stuff, I hear about people, and not necessarily names, but roles and people and personality types. Yeah. And I have to go back to the story because we were talking offline when stuff started around the passion around the dream. And one of the things that you said, well, pretty much everything that you said so far struck me. Okay. But one of the things that I'll say that we talked about before we hit the record button was, it all starts with a dream, right? So, I didn't have to come from another country to be in this country. And so I think dreams, if we allow them, hit us at different points. Yours took way more courage than any dream that I've had so far in my life, because I haven't had to move to another country to realize it. And so your comment that struck me was the fact that the dream started back before you came to the United States, because it took that dream for you to get here, and the desire, to your point, to have something better than what you currently had, which I think is the whole idea of dreaming, right? It's dreaming about the possibilities of either its career advancement or living in someplace else, all that stuff. What stands out for you, Anita, around, I know the turning point for you around the nursing and the care that you saw them give these poor women at probably their darkest hour, right? That they're stepping in to help. What's been another pivotal moment for you in your dream that you've been dreaming? Because there was another quote I ran across too. It's like, you're never too old to dream. Basically keep going. So when you hit the dream that you had, right? Because this is where my brain went. What's the next one, right? Because what you don't want to do is go, oh, I have arrived. So what other defining moments for you around this topic stand out?
So, when I got into nursing, it was a long journey for me, of course, like transitioning from my background as a social worker to nursing, having to do all the science classes and all that, taking all that was, I had moments where I was like, okay, no, you know what, this is too much. Let me just go do my master's. It's like, this science part is just like, but, just those, I still remember seeing those like nurses having those moments. I'm like, no, I really want to, go through this. So after my nursing degree, I got into this nursing home where they had so much, to offer to. They were so, like, they took me in because I was a new nurse, and yet they were so accommodating. They helped me grow there as well. They trained me to, to be able to become the best person that I want to be, and also to, being in nursing school has its own challenges, but being on the field itself is a whole different story altogether. But I was able to, hang in there, and also just seeing these patients, I was able to relate to them to even my background, because as I said, my background was in dealing with women escaping from violent environment. And therefore it's the same thing. It's like people in their times of vulnerability, those are like the people that, I'm also dealing with at this point. And it's all, encourages me. It, brings out the zeal in me to be able to, take care of them and do what I'm supposed to do for them. it also helped me to understand the culture here in America, because looking at these patients back home, seeing most of the time older people, we want to keep them at home. But here we are in a country where I see these older people, most of them being in a nursing home because their families are not able to take care of them. But then it also brought to my, like, I was also enlightened with the fact that this gives me an opportunity, you know, to, you know, share that joy, that love, that, you know, passion that I have with these people. Because back home, you only do that to your family, but here you are, you can spread it.
Yeah.
So it was like a very good experience for me from that point onward. And when I ventured into, before I came to interview with Tanzi, my whole dream was to get into the hospital. That was it. I was like, you know, now I've done, you know, I think I have paid my dues in the nursing home. I've done all that I had to do. I've been a supervisor there. I have worked hard. I have pushed for, you know, I have pushed for rules and regulations that will, you know, help the nursing home like strive and then stay up to like 5 points or whatever it is that, you know, the state always requires. So I thought it was time for me to move on to, you know, the hospital setting. So me coming to that interview, I thought it was just a stepping stone for me. It's like to get into the hospital. But I guess Tanzi had that eye of seeing that there's more to me than I was like putting on. And to be honest with you, when you have to dream, it is not only the dream, but it makes it much more, you know, the dream becomes a reality. I don't know how to put it, but it becomes a reality when you have people who also believe in you, who also see the good or the passion that you have for the career or for the profession that you are in. So it's like with Tanzi, that's what she is to my journey. She was that light, that beam that, you know, although I had it, but she was able to bring it out more, to give me the opportunity of being in a leadership position, and also like showing, you know, not to only her, but to all the other leaders in Methodist Hospital that, you know, this is not something that like this person can really do the job that she did on to. Yeah.
Tanzi, I'm curious about your thoughts, because I've got stuff going through my head right now just about what Anita shared and then that perspective. Anything that you want to add or comments?
You know, all I can tell you is that you can't teach passion.
Yeah.
You can't teach passion. If you ever have the opportunity to come across someone with passion, that is the right person. Because guess what? You can teach all the other things.
Yeah.
And when I met Anita, I saw her passion. I call it fire, but I saw her passion and thought, oh, wow. And so I tuned in a little bit more and I thought, oh boy, this is amazing. She's absolutely, I got to meet her. I've got to meet her in person. And I think I called and we connected, and I knew she had more. I knew that she could give more than the position that she was applying for. I knew that she could do more than what she was applying for just through the conversation. And so I was excited to connect with her and just kind of get her idea of where she sees her career going. And
yeah,
so
it's
that's it. That's how we landed.
I love it, because what came to mind, Anita, when you were talking is that, to your point, you have this dream. I mean, Tanzi, you called it fire, right? Passion, fire. That energy that you're projecting, right, is so powerful, because the word that came to mind for me is clarity. You had clarity and intention and purpose, Anita, with what you were doing, right? And that comes through. And so all you're looking is for someone to basically pass the baton to, or at least open the door for you, right? Because you're ready for the next open door. And I think when the power of daring to dream, for anybody that's listening, is that it starts with us. So if we've got that clarity, if we've got that passion, we've got that drive, And then you connect with the person that's going to go, here's an open door. you can come be on my team. There's no stopping you. But I think the thing is we have to do is we have to start with the dream first and show up with it. And not just this. And I was talking to my grandson, in fact, I think today, we were doing ring toss in the pool and stuff. And because they're visiting right now, and he goes, I don't think I can do it. And I said, that's not how you have to visualize success. Mm-hmm. So actually talk about the fact that you're going to make it. 4 of them, whatever you're going to do, hit them on this thing, right? And that's what I see in you. You had clarity and purpose and determination, and that whole thing came through when you and Tanzi connected. And there's just no stopping it.
Sky's the limit.
So what's the recent award that you did? Because you're, an ANS, an administrative nursing suit now. Yeah. And so share the recent recognition, because that's the whole thing. Tanzi and I were talking. I said, I want to meet her.
So my team is made up of, let me say, Tanzi has created an amazing, first of all, let me say, Tanzi has created an amazing ANS team at Methodist Hospital. We have older, when I say older, like people who have been there years, and then we have newer ones just like me.
Yeah.
The team is like so perfect. I can't describe it any other way. So with that said, this Daisy Award is mostly, you have to be nominated for it. And to be honest with you, none of our team was expecting it. Because as leaders, we were thinking that, we are supposed to just, emulate the, what we want to portray, what we want others to follow. So when we go to work, or let me say, when I go to work, I take my work, I do my work, and I see everybody like, my colleague. I see everybody like, although I'm in leadership and I might be, in a different position, but I relate to the nurses, mm-hmm. the aides, the other leaders, in a way that it's cordial. Let me put it that way. It's like we are there to support this hospital. Mm-hmm. I go to work with the intention that we are here to support this hospital. Whatever you need is just bring it to us, and we'll mm-hmm. make sure that we attend to it. So not knowing with all these things that we are doing, people are noticing it. People mm-hmm. Are noticing. So when it came to the point where they were nominating, they were asking for nominations for the Daisy Leadership Team Award. Most of the time, it's like 1 or 2 people need to nominate. But for our department, I was told it was not only 1 person or 2 person. Other people nominated the ANS team for that award. And some of the comments that they made was that we made ourselves like housekeepers. We make ourselves like aides. We are transporters. Mm-hmm. We are like whatever. Those were some of the words that they put in there. Like we mm-hmm. are nutritionists, because it's like wherever the need is, we are there and we make sure that the need is provided. Mm-hmm. Is provided. So it's like hearing those comments was so I was surprised, and I saw that our other teams were surprised. And some of the comments that I got from the older people, ANS nurse colleagues, were like, oh my God, we have never won anything like this. I have never won anything in the last 20 years that I've been working, never. So it was like, at that moment, I was like, oh my God, Tracy should be here to see the amazing team that she has, put together. Because everybody in that room, from the hospital, the president to the CNO to all the other directors, everybody was like, yes, you guys deserve this award, and that's why you are receiving it. You didn't get this not because just for getting it sake, but because of the hard work that you have put into this hospital. Not, making sure that whatever is being needed and you called, you guys are there to make sure that we get everything done. And the hospital runs smoothly with you guys there. Weekends especially, we don't have to worry because we know that this hospital is in good hands. And that's why you guys deserve this award so much. And that was really very, very like, you know, touching moment. And also like, at that point, I was like, okay, now these are some of the things that, you know, I've dreamed about it, but I wasn't expecting it to happen like now, you know. So because here I am with people who have worked like 20 years and they're telling me, no, we haven't had this before. And here I am, like, you know, in this my short time in this profession, and I am, you know, making some of these like amazing changes. And not only because of our strength or whatever, but because of the boss that we used to have, because of the bringing, knowing, like, you know, putting us together, knowing the kind of work that we can do, like the group can do. So I was really sad that she wasn't there to experience this moment, but I had to text her to let her know what we have won. So yeah, it was just an amazing.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to make one comment, Tanzi, and I want to hear from you, because what I wrote down, Anita, when you were talking about all the, basically, you do what needs to be done. You guys are there to fill the gaps. And you're basically, that epitomizes you're in service to others. It's not about you guys. It's about everyone else. And that shows. And when you're a leader, that's what you are. You're in service to others, servant leadership. And you demonstrate that all the time, actions and everything else. And it's cool that people actually recognize it for what it is. So Tanzi, what are your thoughts?
Wow. I'm just so proud. This is the first time I've actually heard the entire story. And I just want to tell you, you and the rest of the team earned that award. You are all amazing leaders in your own right. And you all have different strengths and weaknesses that come together to make the entire team. And I couldn't be more proud of you know, what your accomplishments as a team. And I know that you'll continue to be the role model that you are in the hospital. I'm so honored to just hear this. It just warms my heart. And this story is one of the stories that reminds me of why I do what I do. Mm-hmm. So thank you for helping to remind me to keep going as a leader, to keep going. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to write this story down. I have a little book that I capture things just, you know, to remind me, you know, from time to time. I'm so proud of you.
I love that. I love it. It was, I want another quote, and then I've got a question for you, Anita. What would you dare to dream if you knew that you could not fail? What would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? That's a challenge for everyone, right? That's the dream. The dream that you would dream if you knew you could not fail is the dream you need to dream, right? And you got to go after it. But here's my question for you. What's your next dream?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that like past week. What's next for me? Because initially, what I wanted to do was to become a nurse practitioner. Yeah, to move on to next. But now being in this leadership position, it's like I have realized that no, you know what, God has a way of, you know, directing your path to what suits you best. And looking at myself right now, I know that no, I think this is the path that I want to lead. This is like where maybe the next practitioner, no, but leadership, and then moving forward, being in leadership, not only as an ANS, but, you know, dreaming of something better, like more, you know, more, something that will challenge me more. Honestly speaking, if I know I want something that will challenge me more, and I know the next practitioner will not be it, but as to what exactly that is, I haven't, you know, had a chance to, you know, pinpoint it yet, but I know it's in my head. I know it's there. I just have to, like, you know, just run it all together and then, you know, just drive myself towards that. And that's where I am right now.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. So I'm going to ask you, I so appreciate this time. So appreciate this time in your story. And you're a joy to me. I mean, I'm inspired to go do something, you know, else greater, whatever. So I appreciate that. So Anita, what is one thing or two things that you want people listening to walk away with?
So don't be scared to dream. Don't be scared to venture. I know America has its like pros and cons. There are times when sometimes it's the color of your skin, maybe your education or anything. But what I have noticed or realized is don't be scared to dream. Just when you have a dream, go for it, because this country is a land of opportunity, and it truly is. You might have some challenges, but that is just to build you up, because you need those challenges to make you stronger. Because whatever dream that you have, it won't be a little dream or just something that you know, or let me put it this way, if it's just any little dream, you won't need challenges, obstacles to go over it. But when you meet obstacles, that should tell you that what you're aiming to achieve is something that, I mean, you need these challenges to strengthen you up. So just aim at what you have and then just go for it. And then also, as one thing I want to add also is be open to other people. Be open, because people are there to support you. You have people who are there who help you achieve those dreams that you have, because there are some dreams that you cannot achieve by yourself. People to help you achieve that. So just be open with your dreams and then ask for help and accept the help when you are being offered, because that will help you to achieve those dreams.
Yeah, thank you. Great words, great advice. Thank you. Tanzi, what's on your mind?
One thing to walk away with. You know, I know we're talking about daring to dream, but in my mind, I hear take a risk. You never know what will happen. Be strong enough. Don't be scared. Take a risk. You know, what's the worst that could happen? You walk away with a new lesson. Or it works. Right? So dare to dream, but bring it from dream state into reality by taking a risk. So I think that's the share.
Yeah. The thing that comes to mind for me is it's like planting seeds, and the dream doesn't have to be this explicit, this is my dream, my path forward. Because I think, Anita, you called it out. You know, you're looking for, and you're open to what's the next thing. You know, it's got to be challenging, right?
Yes.
And I think that's in alignment with what I would say too. Is it can be curiosity. It could be something that you're like, I want to know more about that, or that sounds like a really cool X, or whatever it may be, right? Those can be dreams. Those can be dreams. So it doesn't have to be this explicit plan that you lay out. But do it. Think about it. Be open to it. And it doesn't have to be this pre-described thing that you may have laid out. And to your point, Tanzi, have the courage.
Yes.
Have the courage to step in and see it through, because I think otherwise we leave some of our potential on the table.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I really appreciated this. Anita, you're an absolute joy. So thank you very much. Tanzi, I always enjoy time in the room with you. And so until next time, please like, share, subscribe. This has been Leadership Soundbites, the power of daring to dream, and have a great one. Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.